Welcome to the training floor. I'm here with our 3 contestants from last week's triathlon. To the left, we have Jenn. In the middle, we have Kat. And on the right, we have Grainne. Ladies, congratulations, I want to say first. I want you to tell us a little bit about your experience. We want to start with you, Kat. What inspired you to enter this triathlon?
Well, Jenn and I entered a duathlon about a month ago, along with Chris Scola from the training floor, and the 3 of us went up to Glastonbury, and Jenn and I hadn't been on a bike in years, and we went out, we bought a bike, and within a month we were up in Glastonbury, and we were scared out of our wits. But we had fun, we had a great race, and it was an experience, it was something different. It was fun, and it put us out of the box and challenged our bodies, and then we got home, and somehow from a duathlon, Jenn sent me this link on a triathlon, and I don't know what happened, but we ended up in Philly. Grainne came with us, and we've been swimming, and you know, it was fun. I'd have to say though, honestly, the feeling of pushing your body outside of something you're used to definitely inspired me to want to at least try.
Okay, Grainne?
Yeah, no, it was great. I've had a bike for several years, but when Kat mentioned it to me about the triathlon, I was like, okay, I've never done this. So for me, swimming was not my thing, but I pushed myself and I was training and stuff. And then the bike, and then, you know, I run a lot, but then biking and then running, it was like totally pushing myself out of the box, but it was a lot of fun. The girls were great. Kat and Jenn pushed me all the way.
Nice. Jenn, how did you get into this, Jenn? What did they do to you, Jenn?
It all started with, I walked in and Kat goes, Jenn, you're up for a challenge. And a week later I had bought a bike and started riding. So after that duathlon, I realized that like really I could do anything, and Kat like supported me the whole way and pushed me to say, you know, you could do this. And it was, you know, making yourself something you never thought you could do. And the feeling when we were done, it was just like this huge like, you know, sense of accomplishment. Like we both had done something that we had never done before. We were in like the top, you know, over the top 50%, you know, watching people that of all fitness levels doing something different. So it was an awesome feeling.
Nice. Kat, going into this triathlon, and I'm going to ask all 3 of you guys, but Kat, what were some of your biggest concerns?
Drowning. Jenn found this article about this man who died while swimming, and it was in the same river that we went to, and I just was a little concerned because I'm small, I could get lost. So as much as swimming was a challenge for me, I joined at Sportsplex. I've been swimming down there for, you know, a little over a month now, but some days it's not like working out. You can come in, work out. Swimming, some days you go in, you can do 40 laps, and the next day you can't do 5, and you don't know what hit you. And that worried me because Friday before we left for the triathlon, I went to the pool and I did 10 laps, and I was so out of breath, I was scaring myself. And I said, 10 laps, it's 40 laps to do the half mile that we have to do. You know, so that definitely concerned me that I wouldn't be able to get through the swim because it is timed, and if you don't finish it within that time, they pull you out of the race. So my biggest concern was not being able to finish the race.
Wow. Grainne, your biggest concern going in? Or did you have any biggest concerns?
I did, because, you know, I run races, do the marathon, do half marathons, but I've never done all 3 together. So the same thing, the swimming, I go over on Friday, last thing, Sportsplex again, family swim time. I'm like, oh no, no lane. Then I go in, meet someone from work. I'm like, oh no, he sees me in a bathing suit. I'm like, oh no, here we go. Come here Saturday, train with Ray, couldn't even do a push-up. That's how nervous I was. But going into it, we were like, oh my God, we Googled, we saw the guy that died, we saw the dirty river, we saw the water, and then we were like, let's just do it, let's just do it. And we did. We pushed ourselves out of the box, and we were in the A team.
Awesome.
And as Jenn said at the end, we rocked it. And
We
did.
definitely did.
Good. Jenn, any biggest concerns
It was
going in?
definitely the swim. I definitely was my fear of drowning because I also too bought my pool membership a month ago. So I never swam before. And also the transition, because you got to go from like a wet bathing suit to like putting on clothes. And when Kat told me she tried to put on a scuba outfit, and it took her 20 minutes, I was nervous about the whole changing the transition of the 3 different events.
Nice, nice.
But we did it.
You guys did it, so I don't even have to ask the next question. So it's safe to say that you were pleased with the outcome?
Yes.
We were.
You know, once you got into it, you felt good, you felt confident?
Absolutely.
Now, what advice would you give to someone? Because there's viewers out here watching, and they're like, no way, never. You know, I don't think I can do a triathlon. I can run, I can swim, I can bike, but I couldn't do all three. Kat, what do you think? You know, what would you say to that person out there?
I'd say don't do it alone. Because if I went to Philly alone, trust me, I would have been like, I did the race, it was great. Don't look at my time because it won't be there. Knowing that Jenn and Grainne were there with me, even if there were tons of other women, we were separated in different waves, we would have never been able to find each other, but knowing that they were there and in the same race at some point with me meant so much. Telling everyone around, you know, like what we say to our clients all the time, tell people, make them rely on you. I was relying on Grainne and Jenn, they were relying on me. I had to finish somehow, you know, I had to just do it. You know, there's no ducking out. So having that constant support, honestly, if you have that constant support, you know that they're going through the same thing you are. You know, you get off that bike, your legs are killing you, you go for that run, they're feeling the same pain.
Right.
You know, so that definitely helps.
All right. Anybody else have anything to add to that? I mean,
you know, the one thing that really like kind of calmed me down at the beginning of the race was that they said that 60% of the people at these events are first-time racers. So that was like, oh, you know, we're all in this together. We all can do it. Like, it's not just that, like, I fear, like, I'm not going to finish. Like, everyone else has that same fear. And, like, really having someone else there to push you totally helped me through it.
And coming back home, knowing that you got to tell people. My motto is, if you sign up for something, you don't quit. I tell my kids that all the time. It's like, okay, you're in it to win it, and you're in it not to quit. So you have to do it. If I sign up for something, I do it.
So we had another added surprise when we got there. Somebody received an extra award. Grainne, you want to tell us a little bit about that award and who received it?
Yeah, well, we got an email from the race coordinator about maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's like, who was your inspirational diva? So Kat Heights, you know, who I first met 2 years ago, first boot camp, and almost still coming back. I was like, I want to write a story about Kat. So she inspired me to even do this triathlon and inspired me to, you know, get healthy and get fit. So wrote a story, got an email. She's like, oh my God, the training floor. So Jenn, I didn't know, made up the shirts, and then she's like, that story made me cry. She saw our shirts in Philly with 1,400 women, and she's like, the training floor, Kat Heights. Kat was over looking for her time. I was getting cookies and watermelon. And she pulled Kat up on stage, and she won out of 1,400 women for the most inspirational diva. Now, the letdown was they had told us there was going to be men in bow ties. But Kat won, and it was awesome. And we were like, Kat, you got to wait around. We didn't want to tell her. And she's like, I don't want to leave my bike by a tree. And I'm like, give me the bike. You're going to win something. And she's going to get a piece of jewelry, and it's on its way. So it was just awesome.
So overall, it was a pretty good experience.
Yes.
Great weekend.
Absolutely.
Sounds like you guys had a lot of fun.
We did. What happened in Philly?
Stays in Philly.
Now, my last question for you guys is, what's on the agenda next for you guys?
Well, we're already signed up for the next one.
Oh, man. And what is that?
What happened was we left the race, and you know they have us down in a park, so we have this long mile hike back up to our cars. So all we want to do is get an air-conditioned car, but what happened was we kind of parked illegally on the grass, so we thought we had tickets on our windshields, but we actually had postcards for upcoming triathlons across the U.S. So we thought we want to really go to Bermuda in November, but you know, unless the training floor funds us, we're not really sure that can happen. But in 2 weeks, there is one in Massachusetts, so we're going to head up there and give it our best and see what happens.
Great, guys. Well, congratulations, and thank you for giving us this interview, and we appreciate you guys. Good luck.
Thank you.